Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my guest here, Kevin Godley. Applause for him. Bravo. Good. Great, man. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Kevin
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Kevin Godley is an English singer, songwriter, musician, and music video director. He's known as singer and drummer for the band 10cc. You were working with as a music video director with many artists like Bryan Adams, U2, Sting, Frank Sinatra, Eric Clapton, Elton John, Paul McCartney, and also the Real Love video of the Beatles. And you know what? I didn't know that you were the director. It's an incredible video, that one, when you can see the white piano flying in the sky. It's wonderful. I think it's one of the best videos I ever seen in my life. It's a great song and a great video. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's very kind. It was an honor to be asked to do a video for the Beatles. They were an incredible influence on me musically, as well as many of my contemporaries. So it was an honor.
And I think you should be very, you must be very proud and grateful to the universe and life, or creating, having a lot of talent, creating great music, and also as a video director. How do you feel with life having so much talent to give to the world?
I'd never really thought of it before, but I am, now you mention it, I am grateful, and I'm also grateful that I've been able to deliver things based on talent, or whatever it is that I have, an instinct maybe. I'm happy that I've been able to create things and make things that people have enjoyed. And I hope to continue for many years to do the same. I think a lot of it is to do with not being afraid to push your capabilities. Many people who are talented don't necessarily know how to use their talent, but I've been lucky enough on my journey to meet people at the right time and the right place, to be given the opportunity to expand whatever talent that I have, and to keep on doing so.
Yeah. And is there something that Kevin hasn't done yet that would like to do?
Oh yeah. There are a few things. I've written a couple of screenplays that I would like to direct as feature films. I have a couple of inventions that I'd like to bring into the world. I'd like to and hope to be working in the area of video games. So yeah, there's plenty left to do. Whether I've got enough time to do them all, I've no idea, but I haven't run out of steam yet. So yeah, I've got a way to go.
Wow. And I suppose that you have these new projects for your life. What you say something about video games? You mean music for video games, or what is that?
Well, music could be a part of it, but I'm interested in the medium of video games, in coming up with ideas that I can apply to video games as a different form of entertainment. There are so many video games that are based around violence, war, and I have ideas that retain excitement, but don't necessarily mean that they depend on a huge degree of violence. So yeah, it's that, you know, video games, virtual reality, augmented reality, all this new technology that are bringing new ways to perceive things to people. That area interests me a lot.
Yeah, you are a very talented guy. Do you consider yourself as a genius?
No, that's for other people. That's for other people to say. No, I don't. I consider people like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo as geniuses. I consider, you know, the Beatles as geniuses. There are many, Bob Dylan's a genius, but I cannot apply that to myself, nor should I.
When we are going to leave one day this world, how would you like to be remembered by people in the world?
Gosh, as somebody who attempted to create things that meant something to people, as opposed to things that were just throwaway things for commercial gain. I would like to leave a couple of things behind that have significant value artistically. Whether I achieve that or not, I don't know, and that sounds a little pretentious, but I would like to leave something behind that people remember me for that is significant.
Yeah. Is Kevin Godley...
Does that sound pretentious?
Is Kevin Godley a happy person?
Yeah, I'm not a particularly... Yeah, I'm a worrier. I worry a lot. So I'm not a particularly joyful person. I would say I'm a contented person, should we say? And I enjoy humor. To sum it up, I do not take myself seriously, but I take the work that I do seriously, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think you're very professional. I was watching some videos that you create, and I think they are very, very original. And I think in your mind, you have many ideas when you listen to the song, to the music, and you know what to create as a visual artist also, because you're a musician, but you translate music to video too, and that is incredible. And as a musician, I really love your music too. What is your favorite song of yourself?
Wow. That's a difficult question to answer. I mean, I released a solo record last year, a solo album, which I've never done before. So if you're asking what is my favorite song that I've done, it's any one of the songs on those albums, because they are the only records that I've made that is completely created by myself. In a way, that's not strictly true, but it's true of the most. Most of the stuff that I've done musically over the years has been in the context of 10cc or Godley and Cream. But this was my first stab at doing something of a solo nature. If I look back at my whole musical career, there was a song, it's a 10cc recording. I think it was on the album Sheet Music, I think, called Somewhere in Hollywood, which I'm very proud of, both as a piece of writing and recording.
Could be easier instead of saying what is your best song, maybe who is your favorite artist, singer, or band, or all time?
Oh, oh God, God, you ask the big questions, don't you?
Yeah.
My, well, I guess impossible to. My favorite singer, my favorite male singer, I think, is Marvin Gaye.
Wow. Yeah.
Um, my favorite female singer, God, there are so many. It, it could be anything from Judy Garland to Joni Mitchell,
Wow.
I guess, and anything in between. I've been lucky enough to hear some amazing music in my lifetime, so it would seem strange of me to pick one or two people from that vast panorama of musical experiences. I mean, you know, the list goes on. Frank Sinatra. Impossible to pin one down. But as a male singer, I would say Marvin Gaye, definitely.
Yeah, Marvin Gaye, a great, very great singer. Yeah, thank you for sharing
God,
that
yeah.
with us. I think, yeah, he's one of the best ever in the history of music. Yeah, and going back in time, you have a very successful song with 10cc, I'm Not in Love. So I read that you didn't like at all that song as a bossa nova style. Is that right?
That's true. It was one of those extraordinary situations. We started recording the album that it was a part of. I think the album was the original soundtrack, and it was a song that Eric Stewart and Graham Gouldman brought in, and they played it, and we thought, yeah, that's quite nice, and we just sort of recorded it. But as happens so often with a recording, how you record it can become just as important as the song itself, how you interpret the song. And that interpretation of it was, to us anyway, weak. It didn't do the song justice. But we felt that there was something in it, so we kind of parked it while we continued to record other songs for the album and came back to it. And I remember distinctly, probably out of desperation more than anything else, saying, well, why don't we just get rid of all the instruments and do it all with voices? And everybody said, okay, yeah, let's try that. And it was, you know, it wasn't like a definitive statement. It was because we were a very democratic outfit. It was something that everybody was prepared to try. And from that point onwards to creating the finished thing, it was a remarkable set of recording sessions where everything we did just added another layer of magic. And the finished thing, as you know, was a big hit around the world. But it was an extraordinary process, just based on this possible thought that it might work. I could have said, you know, let's do it all with drums, let's do it all with piccolos, but I didn't. What came out was, let's do it all with voices.
Yeah.
It did the trick.
And I think you did a great job with those voices. It's incredible what you did. It really is a caress for the ear. It's really good. But if you listen to that song today, do you like it? Like, I'm not in love.
I do. I do like it. It was a pivotal moment in the band's trajectory in our career. It was a huge hit everywhere. I do like it. I wish I'd written it. Let's put it like that. But yes, I do like it. Interestingly, Graham Gouldman takes a version of 10cc, a performing version of 10cc, out on the road every couple of years. And he asked me to make a film that would be shown on a screen at the back of the stage to accompany their performance of I'm Not in Love, which I did, which was difficult, trying to come up with an idea that defined a sound as opposed to a song. But yeah, it was one of our best pieces of work, I think, one of our best pieces of work.
Yeah. And what is the meaning of fame for Kevin Godley?
What's the meaning of fame? I don't know, because I don't particularly feel the result of fame that often. Occasionally somebody may approach me and say something nice, or somebody may ask for an autograph, but I'm not a Freddie Mercury, I'm not Bob Dylan, I'm not a personality. I'm relatively invisible because I spent most of my years in either a recording studio or in a video edit suite without any windows. So I don't get all the brouhaha part of fame at all. But
Yeah.
when I do get a little taste of it, it's very nice.
Yeah, this is a very weird question, but it has to be with, because someone told me about the meaning of 10cc, that it has to be about, that has something with amount of semen. Is that true?
No, it's not true. And I don't know where that came from. It's one of those, it's a crazy story that came out of nowhere. The truth of the matter is that the guy whose record label we were on for our first two albums was a guy called Jonathan King. And he'd come down to our studio outside Manchester to hear what we were up to, because he wanted to sign us to his label. And apparently he'd had a dream the night before coming to see us, where he was stood outside this venue in London called the Hammersmith Odeon, big venue at the time. And written above the doors were appearing tonight, one night only, 10cc. He dreamt this. And he told us about this when he came down to meet us and listen, and said that this should be your name. And we didn't really have a name. We were just a bunch of producers at the time. So we said, okay, that's who we are. The other thing about the average male ejaculation, I have no idea where that came from at all, but it makes us sound a bit more colorful. Let's say that.
It's funny. Yeah. It's weird.
Actually, it's not fine. It's not fine because there are four of us. So if that's a pretty sad ejaculation for four guys.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Oh my God. Okay, this is incredible. Well, let me tell you that it's an honor to talk with you, a great artist. And I have another question. Well, a last question, because I know that you have to do other things. But this is important for me because I always ask this question to different artists. My question is, what will be your advice for the new generations that are looking for to do something important you know, there are millions of musicians in the world that want to do good music and to do something important. What is your advice, Kevin Godley, for these new generations, new musicians?
Find your own voice, essentially. Don't try to copy other artists. Don't try to create pieces of work because somebody tells you that this is what everybody's doing now. Because if you do that, you'll just become part of what everybody else is doing. The thing an artist should always be striving to do is to find their individuality and to find out what makes them stand out from the pack. That is an important thing to do, because there are more and more musicians making music because they can these days, and not all of them are going to be successful. If you think of all the people who you admire as artists, you probably admire them because they have something very individual about their approach to making music or making pictures or whatever it is they do. They are their own people. They don't really rely on anything that went before. So a sense of individuality and a sense of your own truth is what an artist should always be trying to find, regardless of what other people say.
Wow. So it's important, be original, not to copy other people. Is that right?
Yeah, I think in some cases you can't help when you begin. I mean, I know when I started being a musician and all my friends, we were all copying other people because we didn't know what else to do. But we grew from that point. We started with that and found our own voice after a time. And that sort of came naturally. It's what really should happen. You know, if you grow up listening to the Beatles, there's no point in you ending up sounding like the Beatles, because the Beatles are always going to be better than you. So yeah, you have to find your own way of doing whatever it is you want to do, so that people can go, yeah, I know him, I know her, he does this, and I love that.
Yeah, nobody can be the Beatles again.
No, I'm good. I'm glad they did. They actually achieved so much, but they took it seriously. They realized that they had the opportunity to find new ways to work the areas that they were working in, and they did it. They weren't afraid to kick some doors down creatively, which they did. Elvis had opened the door a little bit, but they kicked it off its hinges. And that's what an artist should always be trying to do.
Wow. Thank you very much, Kevin Godley, for this wonderful interview. It's been an honor and a pleasure to talk here with you. I feel very comfortable and very grateful with you. I like that you share these words for our people in Mexico. And thank you for your music. Thank you for your videos. Thank you for your life, your energy. And I feel very proud to talk here with you. Thank you very much from Mexico.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Looking forward to see you.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.